The ANC believes it's well on its way towards reducing South Africa's high cost of living. Among others, the party seeks to achieve this by expanding the indigent program and also stabilising fuel levies. Members of the National Executive Committee briefed the media on how the ANC plans to fulfill Priority 3 of its manifesto. Newzroom Afrika's politics reporter Juniour Khumalo has the details.
As long as many of our people still live in utter poverty, no South African should rest and wallow in the joy of freedom.
Despite more than 60% of the country's budget already going towards social welfare, millions of South Africans still wallow in poverty. As such, the ANC is recommitting itself to reducing the country's high cost of living. This was according to the party's chairperson of the National Executive Committee's Subcommittee for Social Transformation.
The cornerstone of Priority 3 reflects our determination to tackle head-on the high cost of living, to ease the burden particularly for the downtrodden, the working-class poor.
The governing ANC has identified, among others, 3 key ways through which it seeks to ease the high cost of living. These include VAT exemptions, stable fuel levies, and expanding the already strained indigent program. In 2001, the government introduced social welfare initiatives where local governments identified poorer citizens and ensured that they received water and electricity at a subsidized rate or entirely free.
The African National Congress further commits to a structured program to prioritize food security through VAT exemptions of essential food items, the promotion of household food gardens, and accelerated land reform. There will be a strong focus on the provision of basic services for all, particularly the expansion of subsidized services for the indigent and the poor.
The ANC has also promised to retain the 350 Rand Social Relief of Distress grant. Not only will it be retained, but the party contemplates ways through which the grant could be turned into a permanent basic income grant.
So we will continue paying the 350 as was also indicated by the Minister of Finance when he made his presentation. But with regard to the basic income grant, we've gone so far as putting together the policy proposals, which also include options in terms of funding and on what would that be. We have not concluded that aspect, and that once we have done with that, we will have to bring it back to the African National Congress, both to the Committee on Social Transformation, but also to the Committee on Economic Transformation, because the two have to speak to each other.
The ANC is well aware that the social security system is not enough to lift the vast majority of South Africans out of poverty.
However, we note that the comprehensive social security system is not enough to sustainably lift the vast majority of South Africans out of poverty. We must find means by which we also build their asset base. Beyond the provision of the social safety net, there is a huge responsibility to create sustainable and independent livelihoods for all able-bodied citizens.
Despite the proposed interventions by the ANC, the likelihood is that this time next year, prices for zero-rated foods could be significantly higher. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo at Luthuli House in Johannesburg.